My name is Rebel, and I am the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing a what sold for last week, which was November 29th through December 2nd. My sales have been good. My sales have been really good. I think the reset worked. I have decided to go ahead and keep ending and doing sell similar for a little while. I just kind of want to see if my sales keep going the way they're going. I am going on vacation next week, so I'm sure that's going to really affect my sales. But I think at this point, it's just, I need a break. I want to go visit family. I want to do some sourcing. We're going to pull a trailer behind us and stop at 4 Goodwill bins, going there, and then we're going to go to the Goodwill bins in St. Louis multiple times, and then we'll hit everything on our way back home again. We may hit some Goodwills and some other thrift stores while we're there. I'm hoping to fill a trailer, bring it home, and then have stuff to work on for the next few months until yard sale season starts again. Let me see. I had a neutral feedback this week, and I've tried to recreate what happened because I got a neutral feedback. It's been removed because the purple rabbit that this person bought wasn't pink. I tried to send them a message with a feedback revision request saying, you know, it says in the title and the pictures show that this is a purple rabbit. I'm sorry for the confusion. No response. I sent eBay for Business a message. No response for 2 days, which is crazy busy right now. I do not blame them for that. And then all of a sudden I found a button that I could click and it says request feedback revision. And within about 20 minutes, they had removed the feedback. But now I can't find it. I'm going to have to do some more research. I told eBay for Business did send me a message after the fact saying we see that it was taken care of. And I was like, 22 years and I've never seen that button before. And he told me that it's only been available for about the last year. So maybe it's something that only comes up when you have a neutral feedback or a negative feedback. I don't know, but I was mighty glad because it was sitting there for 2 days and I was like, I don't deserve this and this is annoying. But I am one of those people that blocks people who make me upset. So she's on my block. I call it my blockity block list. Along with hundreds of other people. Anybody who's ever bought something from me and they don't pay, or they cause a situation that is unfair to me, they go on my blockity block list. It's just, you know, we can all do our own me, but that's me. All right, let's get going. I have like 50 some items to share with you. Mostly everything was eBay, of course. That's just where all my listings are. And then when I cross list, it goes to either Facebook, Etsy, Mercari. But Etsy's doing really well for me for just starting. I've sold 5 things on there, but it's been for well over $200. So I'm very happy with that. And then Facebook's on fire right now because for select buyers, and I can't tell you who gets it and who doesn't, you get free shipping. And I have taken advantage of that. I have bought probably 5 more lots of stuffed animals on there, which I'm getting ready to do a haul video just to show you that. But I'm loving Etsy though. I've got to get more stuff on there. A lot of things I list on there right now that I have a date for. If it's on a tag, I have always made it a practice of putting dates in my listings. Thank goodness that I did that because it helps me now with Etsy. But a lot of things, if there's not a date, I know it's vintage, but I just don't know how vintage. So I haven't crossed that line yet on very many things. But I've got these pop-ups showing up. Hope it doesn't keep doing that. Let's get going. This was from my online estate sale. It's actually some of the promotional stuff from Frontline. I guess that's the pet flea treatment stuff. 5-inch plush, and I did sell it for $8.96. This is a Disney Peter Pan TikTok crocodile alligator. Picked it up at a yard sale at some point. I'm sure it did work. Tested it and sold it for $13.45. I believe this came from the lot of cross-stitch kits that I picked up earlier this summer. I paid $50, I think, for 8 of them. Sold one of them immediately for over $100. I think I have 1 or 2 left of all of them. And I did sell this cross-stitch kit of Jesus for $10.25. If you're new to my channel, I do not offer free shipping. So when I say this item sold for $10.25, that does not include buyer paid shipping. And then, of course, I still have to pay fees and all of that on it. Next, I have a cheat sheet right here because not everything on the screen is what it actually sold for. I talk about Loveys all the time. I love to pick them up. I'm the type, I buy a lot of plush. You know, if you're being more selective, then definitely check the comps on these. This is Captain Adorable. It's a Carter's little monkey Lovey, and he did sell for $10.50. This is from Dandy, cute little penguin, 15 inches tall. He sold for $13.45. Again, on average, I'd say I pay $1 or less on many of the plush that I buy. This is from St. Nicholas Square. I think that's Kohl's. It was a cocktail plate set of 4 with Christmas theme on it, and I sold it for $16.75. That price tells me that it's probably something that I sent a best offer out on. I have had a lot of success using that. So if you're not using it, definitely do it. I wake up every morning to probably 40 to 80 items that are available for me to send out best offers. And I take care of that every morning. And then throughout the day, I try to keep up with it also. And I make quite a few sales using that program. So definitely a good thing that eBay has added. This is a white polar bear. It did not have a tag. There's no way I could have determined who it was made by, but I still did sell him for $9.95. This is Floppy Friends pig plush made out of denim. Very cute. I think GMA Access might be stuff that's like in the vending machines. I'm not quite sure. But he was sold for $8.96. I've had him listed forever. And again, I think just ending everything and getting it all brand new in the algorithm has made a drastic change for me. My sales are up. I think the last time I looked, it says 35%. So I'm very happy. And I am continuing to do the end and sell similar for now. This is Animal Alley, which is Toys R Us. It was a hand puppet plush from 2000, and it sold for $15.25. This was micro beads plush. I don't see them very often, and when I do, a lot of times they're in rough condition because they're like this kind of, not nylon, but just very material that's very prone to picking. But I did find this one, and I got the sweetest message. Somebody bought it for a nephew or something who was autistic and had a green one like it, and she was getting it for him for Christmas. And it did sell for the best offer of $20. This is from Kelly Toy. It's a brand I pick up all the time. They're the same company that makes the Squishmallows. So a lot of times now when I do research, like for Kelly Toy Pink Rabbit, I have to go minus Squishmallows so that I don't get a million Squishmallows in my search to try to figure out comps. This rabbit sold for best offer of $9. When I saw this sheep, it came with a bunch of other things. In fact, I think it was in my Duplo lot that I've done really well with. He was just down in there. This is Sean the sheep from Wallace and Gromit. Didn't think nothing of it, but went ahead and checked comps, and it was up there. He sold for $13.45. These are the VTech Smart Go vehicles. They're kind of somehow interactive. Usually I list these for like 2 of them for $9.95 or $8.95. But this must have been one of my older listings because there were 4 of them. I try to keep it so that the shipping is in the first class range. Well, obviously with 4 of them it wasn't. But it did sell for $11.95 for the 4. I see these all the time. These are Disney Tsum Tsum Minis. I had quite a few of these listed as singles, and then picked up some more recently at yard sales and stuff. So I decided to end all of my singles and make small lots. And this one sold for $8.96. This is from Kohl's Cares. It's the Animal Planet Tiger. I always pick up Kohl's Cares. Just nice quality. A lot of times they're character plush. I love the Dr. Seuss ones. One of my favorites. But this Bengal Tiger sold for $15.25. I had to use Google Lens on this. It said Disney, but I could not figure out who it was. But it ended up being from Tangled. It had little magnetic pieces to it, so I think it went with something else. But he did sell for best offer of $23. I'm going to make sure this is going still. Yep. This is A&A Plush. It's a brand I like to pick up. I think it's turned into something else because it looks like it's older tags usually on there. But this was a pink flamingo, 16 inches, and it sold for $13.45. These I bought at an estate sale that advertised everything was for $1. Now, when I picked these up, there were 3 other glass bowls with them, and she charged me $1 for all 5 bowls. These are fiberglass. They had a nautical theme to them. They did have some wear and scratches and stuff. I think they're used for like salad sets. I think one person told me they used to put popcorn in them when they were eating popcorn. I did sell these 2 for $13. I have had a larger set that was like a salad bowl and like a large salad bowl and then smaller bowls. I sold it for over $100 so definitely look for some of the fiberglass type dishes at yard sales. I talked about this recently in a haul. My neighbor raises giant Jersey rabbits, and they're forever escaping. In fact, this morning when we left to go to an estate sale, 3 of them just came bouncing across my yard. They're monster size, I'm telling you. Like this big, crazy big. But this rabbit reminded me of them. I listed it and sold it the same day for $26.95. This is Hudson Baby. Again, another lovey. I pick up all loveys. And it sold for, I've got my cheat sheet. I've lost my place. $11.66. This is Littlest Pet Shop. I pick them up a lot of times in lots. I haven't seen a whole lot in the last few months. But I also have a tote of non-dog Littlest Pet Shops sitting over there. I need to make small lots of them. But usually if I find dogs or cats, I list them individually. A lot of times you can just put dog, blue eyes or teal eyes in Littlest Pet Shop, and you pretty much be able to figure out what the number is on them. I know there's probably other ways to get it, but that's how I usually do it. And Google Lens also usually tells me a lot of information about them. But listed him, sold him for $8.96. This is Hasbro Play-Doh Cars 2 set. It seemed to have been a harder to find set, and it was complete, except it did have used Play-Doh in it, and I do not sell used Play-Doh. I did throw them away, and I just state that they'll have to replace the Play-Doh in the set. I want to say I paid a couple of dollars for it, and I did sell it for $17.95. This is from Build-A-Bear. It is the backpack for Paw Patrol Marshall. I buy a lot of Build-A-Bear. In fact, I have a whole shelf of just dog clothes and Build-A-Bear stuff I have got to go through and get listed. But this one must have caught my attention, and I went ahead and got it listed separately quickly and sold it for $8 best offer. I buy a lot of Thomas trains, and a lot of times, even in large lots, there'll be some that are just really in rough condition. Lots of paint wear, lots of paint chips. So what I usually do is I'll make a lot of all the ones that have damage. Now, they're not broken. There's not missing wheels, stuff like that. It's just they'll have more wear than normal. And I sold this one for $15.25. Don't be afraid to list them, because a lot of times moms know what their kids are going to do with it, and it's just ones that they probably don't have and they're just filling in. I buy a lot of arts and crafts stuff. In fact, I've just listed quite a few this week. This one was from Stitchery Needle Treasures. Very cute, unused. Originally $22.95. And I usually will leave those prices on there unless for some reason, it's going to be less than what I'm ending up listing. And then I might take it off just so that there's no contention with the buyer. But I sold it for $11.66. This is from my online estate sale. This is a Ralph Lauren bear from 1997 and sold him for best offer of $20. I live in the South, and we have a lot of cowboys down here. And we seem to find a whole lot of shirts with the snap pearls buttons on them. So we find them quite often for like $2 and $3 at yard sales. This is just one of the examples, and I sold it for $17.71. We're doing really well with clothes. Usually 2 to 3 a day I'm shipping. This is a Cottonelle tissue dog plush. This came from my online estate sale. I've got lots of hauls on that one. I still need to do some more. I've probably got at least 2 more hauls to do on what's left. But sold this quite quickly for $8.96. This came from our first time we ever went to Finders Keepers. I'm almost done with them. They're almost all sold. This was from Wonder Shop at Target. It was a monogrammed tee stocking, and it sold for best offer of $10.25. I just shipped the last one out, I believe, this morning. This is Tupper Toys by Tupperware. These are the little blocks that had characters that went along with, each of them was alphabetized, the ABCs. I have not seen them in so long where they actually had the figures. I had hoped that it was complete, but it wasn't. And I did sell them for $20.66. This was from an estate sale we went to earlier this year. It's Trementino stainless steel pot and pans. I paid $10, I believe, for this set. It did have its original box, but it had lots of wear, and I just felt like I could pack it better without that box. So that's what I ended up doing, and I sold it for best offer of $42. This came from the Goodwill bins. A lot of times when I'm not looking for plush or I'm waiting, then I start digging through some of the other bins, and I came across this DVD set for motocross, and it again was one of those things I've never had any interest in it until I redid all my listings, and it sold this month for $12.25. This is a Thai Pillow Pals. I talk about the plushies a lot, but this is one of the other ones I like to pick up. All of these are laying flat, kind of like a pillow. This one was from 2000, did not have its ear tag, and I still ended up selling it for best offer of $8. I went to an estate sale one time and I bought a whole bunch of these little bitty plush from Applause. There were brown bears and white bears, and they were holding different things. This set was holding the candy canes. I think I have another set that's holding presents. Very little, 3 3/4 inch. Listed them individually with multi-quantity and ended up selling all 3 of these to the same buyer, and they paid $29.85. This is definitely one of those cookbooks that you need to watch for at yard sales. I see them a lot of times. Sometimes though, they'll have like $10 on them, and I like to pick them up when they're like $1 and $2 and $3. This one was from 1978, and I sold it for $26.95. This is, I sold quite a few of these My First Dolls. This one is Baby Goond. It's Lily, and I took a best offer on her of $20. And then here was another one back to back, but different buyers. This was Baby Goond Pink, and I took a best offer of $10 on her. And I've mentioned this before. I like to find plush that have scholastic tags on them. They coincide usually with some type of book that's been released. A lot of times librarians like to buy these, and I did sell this one for $7.15. These next 2 were bought by the same buyer. I went to an estate sale, bought a bunch of women's clothes that were Quacker Factory, and I had a huge pile and a whole bunch of other stuff. I think the first day I went there, I spent $60, and then I went back another day and spent $30 more. But these 2 vests, I ended up selling for a combined of $40. It was this one, and both of them, oh no, one was Quacker Factory. This one was Denim & Company, which I was told this lady bought a lot of stuff off of QVC. So, nice combo sale. This is Disneyland Coffee Mug. It did have the Japan embossed logo on the bottom. I picked it up. I usually pay like quarter or 50 cents for plush. Got plush on the brain. For coffee cups at yard sales and estate sales. And I did sell this for best offer of $8.50. This is Teddy Bear plush from Flowers Ink Balloons. I'm assuming it's one of those companies that deliver flowers, plants. And he did sell for $11.66. This is Russ Snowflake Snowman plush. I pick up snowman all year long, and of course I sell quite a few this time of the year, and sold him for $9.86. This was a huge Eden Paddington bear. It took like half of a laundry basket, so I'm really glad to get it out of that basket so I can start using it for other stuff. But he was 27 inches long. I ended up having to put him in a little bit of an oversized box, and sold him for $22.45. A lot of people walk by these at estate sales, but I love them. These are the old plush that I call them carnival style. They're thick, they're hard plush. I don't know, sometimes they're like nutshells, but a lot of times it's just this hard packing material that they put inside of them. This one was really cute and in really good condition. It still had its little felt bow tie on it. But most people won't buy them, and I pick them up whenever I can. And this raccoon sold for $13.45. Here's another one of My First Dolls. This one's by Dakin, and it sold for $16.95. And last for eBay is this decor raccoon plush. I've talked about them quite often. It's a brand I like to buy. They're oftentimes referred to as potbellies, which I didn't put that in the title, and I know that because they have these big fat bellies. This one is a raccoon. A lot of times I see bears, and he sold for $17.95. Now, Facebook's been crazy, like I mentioned before, because of all of the free shipping opportunities. I've been shopping. I'm going to do a haul for you guys. This is take 2 of this, making this video, and sometimes I forget what I've already said to you because I've already said all of this to you once. We may have to invest into a camera because this GoPro is causing me gray hair. Little People, I've sold quite a bit of Little People. This is just one of the examples. It was a little cute mom with a orange cat. Sold it for $9. Picked this up at an estate sale. I want to say I only paid like $1 for it. It's a little insulated bag from Thermo. Just cute design though. Look at that. Paid the buyer paid $21 for it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Any action figure that I list on eBay. My rule with cross-listing is if I put it on eBay, I wait at least 2 to 3 days before I ever cross-list. These days, it's weeks before I get it cross-listed. But when I'm going to get caught back up and devote more time to cross-listing, I try to wait a couple of days just in case it sells on eBay quite quickly before I list it anywhere else. Just good rule of thumb, especially if it's a highly sought after item. But sold this Donatello for $7. This is not my greatest picture because I had these as 2 separate listings. Somebody wanted me to combine them so that they could get cheaper shipping. So I just grabbed them, took a quick picture, took one of the listings, made it into the 2 items, and sold it for $11. They don't, sometimes they combine shipping. I've had it happen like 2 times, but other times they don't. Brass, I probably every time I do a what sold, there's a piece of brass in there. It's just one of those things that you need to keep an eye out because they do quite well. This was just a single wall sconce candle holder, and I sold it for $25. And this is Fisher-Price Loving Family. I bought 3 lots this past year. I've gone through them very quickly already. This was just a little blue chair and an ottoman. Sold it for $11. And then these last 3 orders are Etsy. I've sold 5 things on Etsy, and I've made, I want to say over $200. I don't remember the exact amount. And here is 3 of them that I sold. And my biggest sell is this week is on Etsy. And so far, I've only listed my high dollar vintage plush for the most part on there. This is a Mattel Emotions white cat. It was from 1984, and it sold for $37.95. This was a Love Bunch pink bear. Pretty sure Robert picked this up when he went out to visit his family in Missouri this summer. And he picked this up at the Goodwill, the Goodwill bins in St. Louis. This also sold for $37.95. And then this was my big sell. I went to an estate sale. There were 3 boxes. You see this box here. There were 3 of them. And she had, I believe, $2 each on them. But when I opened up the box, there were multiples. I ended up with 9 of these snowflake ornaments. Very intricate glass ornaments. This one is probably one of the more unique ones, I think. I've already sold 3 of them. All of them were for $100 each, including this one. And I had the other ones sitting on my desk for the longest time because I didn't have a box for them. So I went to the dollar store and bought just little boxes for them. And I went ahead and listed the rest of them. So I have 6 more of these now listed. My $6, if I end up selling them all like this, will be $900 for these ornaments. Very cool. Very cool. All right, hopefully this all took. Robert kept telling me I should stop and make sure it's working, but I just want to, fingers crossed that this worked this time. I have to do the other half of this video for the weekend, last weekend. I'll try to get it out here in the next day or two also for you. It's been crazy, busy, crazy. Love it. I wished I had known about this ending and relisting back in the summer so that I could have been doing this, and maybe I wouldn't have had some pretty pitiful months, I think, leading up into fourth quarter. But it is what it is, right? All right. Bye.